Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We're driven by McCarthy Tire Service. J.C. Shaw joining us right now, basketball player. What a great young man. And, of course, now he's an adult. We're all getting a little bit older, but playing for Omaha's finest, playing some basketball again. J.C., I remember seeing you as a freshman at Abington Heights and then going through the years. And here you are, a man, and you're playing a game you love. You're a heck of a football player too, but what's it like to feel like, hey, I'm able to compete again? That's got to be a great feeling for you.
It sure is. I'm really grateful for the opportunity to be playing competitive basketball again, and then to still be able to chase a childhood dream that I've had since I was a little kid is something that I'm not taking for granted, and I'm very grateful to God for giving me the health and the strength to be able to do it.
You still look very youthful. You're getting a little bit older now. What age we tipping off at here?
25 years old.
25, man. Married. Let's talk a little bit about how life takes you on a journey. And here you are, you're married, and you're in the middle of the United States right now playing some basketball.
Yes, that's one of the things that I really want to emphasize as far as, whenever I get a chance to talk about what I'm doing out here is just how grateful I am for the support of my wife. And when we made this decision to come out here, it was not an individual decision. It was definitely a unified, team decision, if you will. I wasn't coming out here if Callie wasn't okay with it. And she's actually, she's out here with me. So we're kind of looking at it as, our own little adventure together. And that's something that we had talked about when we were dating and talking about getting married. And I cannot express how grateful I am to her for how supportive she's been of me trying to pursue this journey.
Well, we're going to backtrack a lot with our story about you and who you are. We'll get to the future part of what's going on. But let's go back to the high school days of playing basketball there at Abington Heights. Great friendships, great coaches, great competition, a lot of excitement in your life back then.
Yes, it seems like I was talking with my buddies the other day, and it's 2021 now, and I graduated in 2014. That's 7 years ago that I was a senior in high school. It's kind of weird to think about it that way, but yeah, just like you said, a lot of the guys that I had the chance to play football and basketball with are still some of my best friends today. People that came to my wedding, some were in my wedding. It's just all those type of things. We're experiencing some bigger life events now, and the fact that, and we all know, we've known it since we were kids. Like in high school, we knew we were going to stay close together and maintain that friendship and that relationship. It's just, you just have to be able to work a little bit harder at it now, but it's there's a love there, and there's a bond that's never going to be broken.
And then, of course, high school basketball and football, it takes you to Bucknell and then to Binghamton. Talk a little bit about your experiences, at the college level. Of course, being as healthy as you could be was something that you're fighting, and some athletes do fight that, but you probably would have liked to be a little bit healthier, but hey, the story's the story, and your story's still going. So take us through what college life was like and how challenging to be a competitive Division I student athlete was.
Yeah, so I would say my experience in college was, I dealt with injuries, but I feel like I've worked very hard to not let my experience be defined by the injuries that I had in college. And God works in mysterious ways and in ways that we could never have imagined. And I think that if I just take the approach of when I experienced some adversity in the form of injury and some of the things that I went through in college, I had the choice to either be a victim or a victor, let it beat me down or use it as a way for me to learn and to grow. I truly believe that God allows things to happen to us in our lives in order to make us better and to improve us as people, improve our character. My faith is so important to me, and it's easy to to talk about your faith and be like, praise God and everything when everything's going well or things are going the way that I wanted them to go. But when you're faced with some things that don't work out the way that I would have chosen, now I get to really live it out. And that was something that I really learned in college, and I'm still learning because I struggle with it. I still have desires and ambitions and things that I want to achieve in life. And as long as my heart and my mind are chasing after the Lord and pursuing Him first and foremost, I feel like that will allow me to see the areas of growth that come with every situation, because there's a blessing in every situation. And I've been able to learn that through my college experience. I mean, I think I had 5 surgeries in the 5 years that I went to college. I mean, it seemed like every season that I played in, the off season was I get a surgery, I do my rehab, get ready for the next season, play the season to develop some type of thing. I played through it, get a surgery. And that was like the cycle that I had. So yeah, I mean, I had the choice to either let that define how I was going to be or overcome it. And I think there were moments where I had both, to be honest with you. There were moments where my level of play suffered and I was like, oh, I've been injured. And then there were other moments I was like, you know what? No, I can do this. And, you know, God's given me this platform. He's given me the strength to be able to push through this. And I rose to the challenge. So those are some lessons that I've learned and I'm still carrying with me. And those are things that will carry with me long after I'm done playing basketball. And so yeah, that's how I would address that question with my college experience and the injuries and some of those things.
And looking back over the last couple of decades of covering student athletes here in Northeastern Pennsylvania, you were one of those guys and just always remember that had so much character. I go back to thinking about a practice, you know, when you were talking about, hey, I got to be more fluid. I got to have more fluidity. You know, you're always chasing something to get better. And you had so many coaches around you that influenced you. And you go down the list of guys, including your dad. But take us through all your influences and people just trying to push you, obviously pushing yourself, but a lot of people in your corner pushing J.C. Shao.
100%. I would say starting from a young age, my father, you know, my dad is, you know, outside of my wife, he's probably the next closest friend that I have. He's always pushing me. He's always been very hard on me. But now as I've kind of grown up, that relationship has changed into more of a friend figure than anything. So, and he is someone that has instilled in me the importance of discipline and all those things, not just for the sports aspect, but for translating it into life and trying to become, you know, a better man of God and how I'm treating my wife and my, Lord willing, family, you know, and those type of things are what really matters. And then I would say, you know, to go along with high school coaches, Coach Bianchi, Coach McLean, Coach Repshis, Coach Justave, Coach Fahey, football and basketball, Coach Mike Fozzie. Those are some of the names that come to mind. And one of the things that I can say about all of those coaches were, yes, they wanted us to get the most out of our athletic abilities, but I feel like they all were more invested into us as people. And you see that with we still have a relationship, you know. When I came out here, I can't, and like the news broke of the, you know, JC's getting an opportunity to play. The coaches reached out to me and, hey, happy for you, this and that. Like I can't do anything for them anymore. You know what I mean? I don't play for them, but they're still invested in me as a young man, and they want to see me do well. And to have that type of support and to know that those people are there rooting for you and supporting you and in your corner gives me a lot of confidence. It gives me a lot of appreciation, and I'm humbled, you know, to be able to know these men and have a relationship with them. So again, yeah, I'm very, very blessed to be able to have had the coaches that I had, and to be able to still have a relationship with them today.
Your family at one point went up to upstate New York, and now I think they're back in Clark Summit. You got some brothers there at Abington Heights right now competing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They're both playing for the baseball team this spring at Abington Heights. They both played basketball, and they played football last year. They talk about injuries. They both had some things happen to them, and it's been cool to see them use it and understand it, and that God has things happen to you for a reason, and to not be a victim of the situation, but attack the challenge. And I'm really, really happy for them and proud of them of how they've done that as well.